There's things that just make you creep and crawl. So now we have coming next, Calvin Wharton. He's a teacher of creative writing. He's just very, very, very smart. Very, very, very talented. He's just, if you want to know something about writing, ask Calvin. You should have your own show on radio. Ask Calvin. That would be great. Anyhow, Calvin was editor of Event magazine from 1996 to 2001. His poetry and short fiction has been published in various literary magazines and anthologies and broadcast on CBC Radio. His most recent book is The Song Collides. And I'll add something here. I bought that book. It's great. So, you didn't bring any? Oh, good. Yes, you must. Look at Eileen's and Calvin's books. They're great. And Anvil Press is the publisher on that. And it's a collection of poetry. Other books include Visualized Chemistry, a poetry book, Rolling, co-written with Silken Lauman, a non-fiction book, and he co-edited the poetry anthology East of Maine, published by Arsenal Pulp. He co-edited with Tom Wayman. His short fiction collection, 3 Songs by Hank Williams, was published by Turnstone. I should buy that. I loved Hank Williams. The Inventor of Birds, a chapbook of poems, will be published by Alfred Gustav Press in spring 2014. Just before I call him to the stage, did you bring the Hank Williams one?
No, it's fiction, so I didn't bring it.
I must buy that.
Okay.
Yes, I gotta read that. Anyway, please come up, Calvin Wharton. Give him a warm welcome, folks.
That's a very
That
good
was by
one.
the garden shed.
Is this thing still working?
It should be.
No?
Okay.
Okay,
You know
I'm
what
gonna
it
have to
is.
use my...
No, it'll work. Everybody get ready. Try it.
Hello, 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 hello.
Do you know what's so weird about that? I never touched that, and that front part, and it turned itself off, like the garden shed. Everything's weird.
Spooky.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, yeah, I sort of like Eileen said, I hope I don't embarrass myself after the introduction. So it's what a pleasure to read with such 2 fine writers, Kyle and Eileen, and thank you all for being here. The collection that you said, The Inventor of Birds, I thought, that's pretty good actually, but it's actually called The Invention of Birds, and it's published by David Zeroth, who used to teach at Douglas College, and Kevin Spence just had a fine collection of lovely sonnets that was in the same sort of series in the fall. So look for, it's hard, you can't find them in bookstores. You got to subscribe to it, but I think definitely look for Kevin's stuff. They're quite lovely. So I'm going to start with something a little different too, and again also in honor of Chinese New Year. My wife is Chinese, and a number of years ago, the Prince George poet Barry McKinnon was telling me about how a poem of his that's published in the Oxford Book of Canadian Poetry was translated by a group of Chinese writers who were putting together an anthology of Canadian poetry, but translated into Chinese. And they had sent him a copy of the poem, but it was all written in Chinese, and he was curious what it said, and I said, well, my wife's Chinese, she can translate it. So we got involved in this little project. So what I'm going to do is I'll read you Barry's poem, and then I'll show you the Chinese poem, but you'll have to look really closely because I don't have magnifying abilities here. And then I'll read you the translated version, and it's kind of an interesting process. If you're familiar with B.P. Nichol, the poet B.P. Nichol, he published a poem called Translating Apollinaire, and then he started a project where people would translate his translation. So it was called Translating Apollinaire, and I was fortunate enough to participate in that. Okay, so this is Barry's original poem. And the other thing, You don't have to applaud between poems. You can save your applause. Keep your hands ready for a real booming round of applause right at the very end. Okay? Okay? All right. So this is called Bushed. I'm in a desert of snow. Each way to go presents an equal choice, since the directions and what the eyes see is the same. If there were some sticks, you would stay and build a house, or a tree would give a place to climb for perspective. If you had a match, when the wind didn't blow, you would burn the tree for warmth if the wind didn't blow and you had a match. There is this situation where love would mean nothing. The sky is possibly beautiful, yet the speculation is impossible. And if you could sing, the song is all that would go anywhere.